How's it going, everybody? KCG Trades here, back with another weekly watch list video. And the overall week we just had was very frustrating and choppy, to say the least, mainly because of the Fed meeting as well as quadruple witching. Put a lot of traders on edge and not as aggressive as we could have been. But of course, we always want to protect our capital. But the good news is, with the Fed announcement on Wednesday, it was basically very bullish for stocks. We had a huge ramp up in the SPY and the QQQ going into the end of the day, especially in growth stocks. We had a huge ramp up. And on Thursday and Friday, obviously, we pulled back a bit. If we take a look at the chart here, pulled back Thursday, Friday. Friday, we had a decent day, decent close as well. So now we're just looking to see how the chart plays out. So if we look at the Nasdaq here, a lot of people see this inverted head and shoulders action going on. So we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, this is a very bullish reversal pattern for stocks. And the fact that it's happening on the overall market is very bullish to see. Bullish if we could confirm, if we could get it back above these levels and confirm this inverted head and shoulders, it would be very bullish. As of now, we still have to be a little cautious because of the fact we got rejected at the 50-day moving average and we pulled back. The good news is we didn't retest these lows yet. We might retest it, who knows, but if we follow this pattern, hopefully we don't. Very bullish on that. Especially, like I said, the Fed, what they announce is very bullish for stocks. So we do want to be getting ready to possibly, get back aggressive into stocks. I know a lot of people are still 100%, positioned or even on margin. I'm not yet because I don't see the setups for me yet personally, but they are coming slow and steady. So if we look at the SPY, the S&P 500, if we take a look here, I put these lines here because I do see higher highs and higher lows, which is obviously a confirmed uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And on Friday, we pulled back to the 21, but we closed above the 21 moving average. We could definitely pull back to the 50-day, but I do like the action going on in the overall market, making new highs, pulling back, and hopefully we could see this just continue back up with the Nasdaq this time. So the overall conditions of the market seem to be bullish and going in our favor. And of course, IBD has us in a confirmed uptrend. Great, which is obviously great. If we take a look at the VIX, we pulled below the 20 level and then we pulled back into this box level, which I like to be aggressive in. So if the setups do come to us this week and the VIX is still in this box level, I would potentially be aggressive with the purchases I buy. So yeah, I do like the VIX when it's in this box. And if we also take a look at the IBD 50, potentially we see a downtrend line breakout. The action is getting tighter compared to the previous volatility, which is great to see because we don't want huge volatility in our trades. We want to see, the 50s tighten up a little bit more and potentially break out of this downtrend line. And so everything is kind of setting up for another bull run. If all the pieces come together, no extra factors come into play, we could be setting up for another huge run, which I'm ready for and I'm going to take advantage of. And for the setups that are happening this week, there are a few. We are seeing new leaders form. Now 2021 leaders are not the same as 2020 leaders. So in regards to my weekly watch list, the first stock I'm watching is Airbnb. So starting off with Airbnb, I like the action that's playing out right here, finding support at its 50-day moving average and creating this downtrend line here. So essentially we're setting up for a downtrend line breakout, but this is kind of like a low risk, high reward entry here. Like I said, with the bounce off the 50-day with the hammer candle, I'm looking for an entry above this 196.50 level, which is basically above the hammer candle, with a stop right under the 50-day moving average. So essentially you're risking about $7-8, and we're looking for a move back around this 210 level and essentially a breakout above this downtrend line level and move into all-time highs. This is what I'm looking for in Airbnb. Like I said in previous week, it is a reopening theme. A lot of people are eager to go out to travel, and Airbnb is usually the first app they use to book a service, to book a place to stay. So this is what I'm really watching for, and a stock I really am interested in getting in for 2021. So the next stock we have is CROX. So with CROX, we do have an interesting pattern going on here. It's been a strong stock for the past, for the past year. It's been on an amazing bull run from $8.40 from the March lows last year to $86.40 this year. So if you've held or if you own this stock anywhere throughout the year, you've made decent money. And the pattern that's going on right now is a strong uptrend, with the 50-day as support. If we see here, 4 times in a row, we've held the 50-day moving average as support. 3 times actually, and this is the 4th time just this past Friday. So we like to see right off the 50-day, we bounce forward. Right off the 50-day, we bounce forward. So we like to see if this action can play off again. That's basically it. Essentially, we're looking for an entry right above this candle at 78.15 and a stop loss right at the lows around the 75 level. So you're not risking much, only about $3 per share. And target, I don't really do targets, but since this isn't like really a position trade, this would just be like a swing trade for me, since it's just not a beautiful pattern, but it's just like a low risk, potentially high reward setup. Looking for retest of highs at the 86 level, or potentially maybe the 90 level if the market cooperates and we could get new highs. Not much to this, just very it's a simple setup, clean, nice prior uptrend, 50-day support holding, even held back in September of 2020 and May of 2020. So 50-day has been very strong. So if we can continue that support level here, I don't see why I can't retest the highs. So the next stock we have is DraftKings. So with DraftKings, if you guys have been keeping up with my previous videos, DraftKings is really a stock I've been trying to get into for quite some time. The problem is the volatility on this stock is very high. So I'm going to be patient and wait for the right setup to come to me. I like the action that's going on the past week as the volatility got a little tighter. It's still a little too wide for me. But if we just take a look at the weekly chart, we had a nice little inside week going on. So I'd like to see potentially another inside week for this week as well. Just to see this action just go sideways for a bit, let the moving averages catch up to the price, as well as let the overall price action just tighten up a bit. Right now we're getting like $3, $4, $5 per share moves every day. We'd like to see that move to like $1, $2 maybe, just for a couple of days, just for the price action to just tighten up, and then look for a breakout above that 72.50 level for an entry. That's what I'm looking for, essentially. If it doesn't come, if it's still too wide for me, then I'm not going to enter this. Obviously, this is a stock I would like to be in because of, another reopening theme stock. DraftKings is gaining a lot of popularity in the gambling world. That's essentially it. I just want to wait for the action to get tighter for a potential entry point. As of right now, we're just waiting. So the next stock is DMTK, Dermtech Inc. So with DMTK, I really like the action that's going on. Still continuously flagging off that rising 50-day moving average, which is great to see. The price action is getting real tight, as well as the 10 EMA and the 21 EMAs are getting very close here. On Friday, we actually closed above the 21, 10, and the 50-day moving average, and we had a breakout above this inside day candle on Thursday. Huge volume on Friday as well, and now we're basically above this downtrend line here. So essentially, I'm looking for a continued move higher, and basically a continued move for the uptrend. I like to see a move above the high of Friday's candle, which is 58.38. So essentially, that's where I'd be buying. Like 58.50 level is where I'd be buying, 10 cents above the high of the candle. The stop loss right under the Friday low, around the 51.50 level. I really like how this stock has been finding support at the 50-day moving average, flagging beautifully here, and with the huge volume on Friday, we could hope to see a continued move higher. Hopefully retesting the high 60s level and potentially the 70s level, and see where it moves from there. So that's really what I'm watching for. Move above that 58 level with a stop right under the 51 level. Oh no, disconnected. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm watching for. Next stock we're watching is 4. So as you saw, I got disconnected, and I do apologize. It looks like my broker Questrade is doing a scheduled platform maintenance today while I was doing this video. So it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. So I'll be improvising and using TradingView I don't really have experience with TradingView, so if I struggle with it, I do apologize. But while we're here on Twitter, make sure to follow me on Twitter at KCG Trades if you haven't already. Also, while we're at the topic of this, please like this video, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It will really help me out. Appreciate it. So getting back to my weekly watch list video using TradingView, the next stock we have is Shift 4 Payments, or 4. If we see here, it broke out nicely above this 84 level, which was on my watch list last week. And I had mentioned that is a possibility that it will retest this breakout level, fill the gap, retest it, and then move back higher. So it looks like that's what we're going to get now. If we take a look here, it is bouncing right off the retest level, which is also coincides with the 21 EMA, 21 moving average. So this is a potentially great low entry spot here to get in and get in as it, bounces back up. So essentially what I'm looking for would be a move above the 87.75 level with a stop right under the 21 EMA around the 83 level. So risking around $4.75 per share. And we're looking for a move back to highs above the $100 level. Obviously, it might take a few days, might do some... Oh my gosh, I apologize. I can't exit this? Yeah, I can't say no. Oh my gosh. So literally everything is against me today. I don't know what's going on. But in regards to 4, I was almost done. Essentially, it might take a few days to just base a little bit, but I do like the fact that it is finding support at the retest level. It filled the gap, finding support at the 21 EMA. So I'd like to see it basically move back up from here. So the next stock we have is GRWG. Hopefully that sign doesn't come up again. But in regards to this stock, the action is getting much better than previous. The volatility is very high the past couple of weeks in March, but now it's getting tighter, and I like the action that's going on. It is back above all of its key moving averages, the 10, 21, and 50. So now I'd like to just see some more sideways action here for maybe the whole week, or maybe just a couple of days, just to see what type of action that happens. As it's setting up for a move above that 55.50 level. If we could get some more tighter action and get a move above the 55.50, I'll go 100% long. I really like the action here, and it's setting up basically like an early cheat entry point here at that 55.50 level. So yeah, that's really what I'm watching here. Depending on how the stock acts, if I do enter at the 55.50, the lowest point I would put my stop would be around the 48 level. But depending how it acts, that's how I determine my stop loss. So I'm really watching, like I said, move above 55.50 and go from there. So the next stock I'm watching is MGNI. All right, so MGNI had a nice inside day on Thursday on lower volume, and Friday we had a nice breakout on better volume above that inside day and broke out above this downtrend line here. And as many of you know, that downtrend line breakout is one of my favorite setups. Filled that gap that it had previously. Action was very volatile, but it's getting tighter, as many stocks are, which is exactly what we want to see, volatility contracting. Now we're basically looking for a continued move above that breakout that happened on Friday. If we see here, there is some resistance around this 51.40 level. So essentially with the continued move, I want to see a move above that 51.40 level. Obviously, we want to see volume coming in. And yeah, I'm going along that 51.40 level with a stop loss right below that 45.10 level. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple, very clean chart. Prior uptrend, filled that gap, downtrend line breakout of the inside day candle. Now we're looking for this breakout above this resistance level. That's pretty much it. Very simple, very clean. And the next stock we're watching is MOGO. So MOGO is a smaller name, only in $11 right now, but it is a powerful stock. Had a huge move from the $3 up to around $11 just in the past month. Pulled back, and now it is very kind of difficult to trade this. I tried to break out into new highs. It did go to new highs, but closed below around this 1140 level. But what we'd like to see here is what I always say with the majority of the stocks that we watching now. Just some sideways action. We want to see some consolidation, some inside days, maybe even a pullback to like a moving average, maybe the 10 or 21. Sorry, it's not on the chart right now. I have to be quick because TradingView is just messing me up right now. Yeah, so we want to see maybe some sideways action or a little pullback that happens, maybe like a handle type formation, or just some sideways action, and then a clean breakout above this 1140 level is what I'll be interested in going long if we can get that sideways consolidation. If we just continue our move higher, I'm not going to be interested in getting into this because volatility is too high, and this is not a proper base. We need some more action, sideways action, before this could be considered like a healthy, sustainable base. But this is a stock that is definitely on my watch list because of how powerful it is. And yeah, so the next stock I'm watching is MWK. So with MWK, it held the $30 level very, very well. It undercut it a few times, but every time we got below it, it just bounced right back up. And now the action is getting better. Obviously, the volume is very high on the red days, but the fact that the volume is very high, but the price didn't go any lower below that 30 level is very constructive, I would say. Now we're just moving ahead. We tried to break out on the Thursday level and we closed back below, but on Friday we recovered most of the wick here and we closed near the highs of the day. Now essentially it's just wedging beautifully here off its prior uptrend, and this is a beautiful flag. This is exactly what you want to see in those bull flag type scenarios. So essentially what I'm watching for is a move above this 36.44 level, which would be above this flag level as well as above the prior resistance that we had the past 2 days at that 36.40 something level. So 36.50 is what I'm looking for an entry, and the stop would probably be the low of the day that it breaks above that 36.50. So right now this is still a little bit too wide at the 31 level to put my stop there. So I'll be looking for, maybe if it starts off like a red to green move, maybe opens on the 35 level, 36 level, breaks out above it, I'll put my stop there. So a lot of factors come into play with this stock. It might not even break out, but we do want to see it above that 36.50 level to get back interested in this stock. And the next stock we're watching is UPST. So UPST had a huge move on Thursday while every other stock was essentially going down. Huge earnings, gap up, didn't gap into all-time highs, but hit a huge gap and go, amazing gap and go, opening around the 84 level and closing around the 114 level. So closing all-time highs. It did hit the 125 level, closed pretty near the highs at 114, 115. And on Friday, had a continued move. Obviously, the volume wasn't as great as expected, but the fact that it, didn't give up much of its gains is a very positive sign, and looks like this stock is definitely headed higher. Obviously, it needs time to base just to go sideways, consolidate, because this is not sustainable if we just continue going higher for the next couple of days. We'd want to see, some flagging action here, some potentially like symmetrical flag. That's a typical action I would like to see. Obviously, we might not get it, but just some action here, just consolidating. And then if we could get this type of action, that's what I'm watching for. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but the fact that this stock made this type of move in just 2 days shows institutions are piling in, shows this is a very strong stock to come, potential leader. And once we get that proper breakout point, proper entry point, that's when I'll be entering this stock. So this is very, very, very encouraging action and one to watch. So yeah, those are the stocks I'm watching for this week. I do apologize for all the mess, for all the trouble with the charts. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, share, subscribe with your friends, share the video with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, you could always leave a comment down below or DM me directly on Twitter. I'd love to interact with any of you guys who would just like to talk about stocks. I love talking about stocks. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful week and good luck in the markets. Take care.